Good morning, everyone. This is Commissioner Bell. Today is Tuesday, July 7th, 2026, and we'll call this meeting to order at 8 a.m. Commissioners Fournier and Scar are out of the office today. Before we get started, I'd like to remind everyone to mute your phones. You can do this by pressing *6. Please unmute yourself when called to speak, again pressing *6. It's very important for all others to remain muted. Thank you. Well, let's jump right in with Adventist Health Tillamook and President Eric Swanson. Do we have Eric on the line this morning?
Hey, good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning. How are you?
Sorry, I was muted. I'm good.
No
How are you
problem.
this morning? Good.
Well,
We'll get started with 11 patients in the hospital today, 8 surgery cases yesterday. Ambulance crews did 6 911 transports yesterday, no transfers, no transports home. We are busy getting new providers recruited. I gave you a little update last week, but we do have a signed letter of intent from a family medicine physician who practices OB. So we'll have another OB provider starting sometime, let's say late summer, early fall. And we have a general surgeon that'll be going to the credentials committee today. And once that's done, he should be starting within the next few weeks. We also have a family medicine PA who will be starting in the next few weeks as well. We have 3 other providers who are in the offer stage, another family medicine physician with OB, and another general surgeon. And then we have 3 other candidates who will be coming to do on-site visits with us. So the recruiting team that we're using has been super busy trying to source the right candidates for us to fill all of our vacant physician and advanced practice provider positions. So if you've got a prayer list, that's something to keep on it to make sure that we find the right people who want to serve this community. So that's all I've got for you this morning, unless you have questions for me.
thank you. I don't have questions, but that is excellent recruitment news. So thanks for the good work.
Yep, thank you so much. Have a great day.
You too. Well, I'll just say that I was mistaken, and Commissioner Fournier is with us this morning. Good morning, Commissioner.
Good morning.
Glad to hear your voice. We'll go
Good to
on
be here.
to the Coastal Caucus. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. I said I don't have much to say, but it's good to be heard.
Yeah. Well, we don't have Senator Weber with us this morning. She sent a note and said that she's sorry to miss it, but she has an early morning meeting. But I don't know whether we have Rep. Javity. Representative Javity, are you with us this morning? I felt like you were starting to talk, and now we can't hear you. Rep. Javity, if you're with us, you're muted. Oh, shoot. Is it just me? I felt like we started to hear his voice. Well, Rep. Javity, if you're with us, there's an audio problem. So I'll go on to the Tillamook County Community Health Center and then circle back to you. Do we have Camille Sorensen from the Health Center with us this morning?
We do. Good morning.
Good morning.
First, I just wanted to personally say thank you to everybody, all of the different communities, and especially my community of Rockaway for putting on a wonderful celebration for the 4th of July weekend. Myself and my guests really enjoyed ourselves, and it was a great time. So thank you for that. July, now that we are in the month of July, is Disability Pride Month. Disability Pride Month takes place every July to celebrate the different abilities, stories, and experiences of people with disabilities. It began in July 2015 to honor the 25th anniversary of the Americans with Disabilities Act, otherwise known as the ADA, which became law in 1990 and helps protect the rights of people with disabilities. Disability pride challenges the idea that disability is something to hide or fix. Instead, it celebrates disability as a natural and valuable part of human diversity. Increased awareness about disabilities invites opportunities to change how they are perceived, end stigmas, and promote expanded appreciation. Regarding skin cancer, did you know that your skin is the largest organ in your body? It might be easy to take the health of your skin for granted, but it is an important organ. Finding changes in your skin, such as new moles or changing appearance of moles and other marks, can be an early sign of skin cancer. Melanoma is the deadliest type of skin cancer, but it also is very treatable when caught early. People with melanoma have a 99% survival rate when treated early. When diagnosed later, the survival rate changes to 30% after the cancer is spread to other organs. It is best to check your skin at least monthly for any marks that look new or abnormal. The more you check your skin, the easier it is to identify any changes. If anything looks different or concerns you, we encourage you to get it checked out by a medical professional. If you'd like to schedule an appointment with a skin specialist, you're in luck. Dermatologist Dale Westrom and physician assistant Dove Rainbow are taking appointments regarding your skin concerns. They can diagnose and treat skin problems from mild to severe. Appointments are available on Wednesdays from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. You can call 503-842-3900 to schedule. And finally, Tillamook County Community Health Center Administrator Marlene Putman is retiring this month after working for the county for 32 years and serving close to the last 16 years as a Tillamook County Community Health Center Administrator. Community members are invited to a retirement reception in Marlene's honor on Wednesday, July 22nd from 3:30 to 5:30 at the Tillamook County Library. We welcome anyone who would like to come and wish Marlene well. And that is my report for today.
Thank you, Camille. I appreciate your report. I'll circle back for Rep. Javity if you're with us. This would be a great time to jump in. And if not, let's move on to the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy and Gail Nelson.
Yes, good morning.
Good morning.
At the Nehalem Bay Health Center and Pharmacy in Wheeler, the reconstruction effort is going well. We should be completed with these activities by the end of the month, July. And a reminder that to facilitate reconstruction in the pharmacy will be closed on Friday, July 10th. That's this Friday. That will be the only portion of the health center that is closed. The other portions will remain open. It is just the pharmacy that will be closed this Friday. So we appreciate your patience and flexibility. We're almost through this, and thank you, everyone, for your understanding. That's it for me today.
Thank you, Gail. I was in the Nehalem Bay Health Center Pharmacy recently, and I wondered what has to be reconstructed. What are they doing in there?
Yes, well, they have to replace the flooring, and that can be a little bit tricky during the day when business is operating. But that is the primary reason. We also had to replace some of the laminate on the cabinets. That's been completed. There was a flood drywall cut throughout the pharmacy, and that's been completed, as well as the painting over of the items and the drywall that needed to be replaced, mudding and taping. But it is now up to the flooring contractors to finish.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's looking good in there, and so I just wondered. So thanks.
You're welcome.
Okay, let's move on to Tillamook Family Counseling Center and Amanda Bunger.
Hello, everyone. I hope you all had a wonderful 4th of July weekend. I just have a very brief report today and wanted to let you all know that our wonderful friends over in Developmental Disability Services are hosting their monthly bingo, and that is this Friday at the library from 1:30 to 2:30, and they have so much fun. I encourage you all to go and participate and just, make friends with our developmental disability clients and meet some of our staff. So again, this Friday from 1:30 to 2:30 at the library. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda. That sounds like fun. And I didn't even, I was unaware that July is Disability Pride Month. So it's a good thing to be talking about. So thanks for telling us about the bingo opportunity.
Of course, you're welcome. Have a good day, everyone.
You too. Well, this is the first Tuesday of the month, so we have the Tillamook County Sheriff, Josh Brown. Maybe. Sheriff Brown, are you on the line? Well, I'll send the sheriff a text and let's move on to emergency management. Randy Thorpe, are you with us? Maybe everybody's still on vacation. How about Bill Jablonski and the Oregon Department of Transportation?
Hey, good morning, Commissioner Bell. How are you today?
Good morning. I'm well. How are you?
I'm great, thanks. It's just wonderful to be at the coast in the summertime, I have to say.
Truly, yes. Yeah, we're lucky.
Well, I do. Thanks again for the opportunity to chime in every month. I do have. We're in the throes of construction on Oregon 6, pretty much mid part of the summer and mid part of our construction efforts. I just want to do some updates to the county. First of all, on our Oregon 6 paving project, if you've noticed from mile point 4 to mile point 9, we are completed with the main part of that paving. The contractor still has to come back and do the permanent striping as well as putting the rumble strips in the same locations that they were prior to. And they expect to be complete with that work at the end of July. So the end of this month, we should see those folks moving from that location and being out of the way for the public themselves. Our ODOT striping team is out there on Oregon 6 as well too, striping, refreshing that fog line, that white line that you see on the side of the road, as well as the center line, those skip lines, and then those passing areas. They're restriping those areas, giving them a refresh. We do lose the credibility of those over the winter months with their weather and plowing. And so it's good to have those markings back put on, especially on Oregon 6. Our Oregon 6 barrier project is moving along right now. They're in the vicinity of mile point 4 to mile point 15. They're pretty much working on the shoulder, so you'll see some flaggers there. Appreciate your patience as you go through that work zone, giving those folks some berth there as they are working to make that section of highway safe as well too, all the way from Tillamook to Banks. So it's a 50-mile section of barrier upgrade, both sides of the highway, that's ongoing in several areas throughout that sections throughout the highway throughout the next 12 months or so. Some good news on our Oregon 6 Wilson River Loop Road project. That project was awarded on June 11th. There's a completion date of Halloween of this year, October 31st, 2026. As you recall, that is a fix to the northeast corner or northeast quadrant of that intersection to help improve sight distance and sight visibility if you're traveling south on Wilson River Loop Road and want to go on to Oregon 6 eastbound. We're adding a little bit of buffer there so you actually can see the oncoming cars a lot clearer as you're trying to make that maneuver from Wilson River Loop Road onto Oregon 6. Looking forward to that one. That's been a high priority for me, so I'm happy to see that that was awarded to a contractor, and we're going to be underway administering that contract here shortly. Next month, I might have more of an update as far as the schedule goes. as far as what the lane configurations, timelines, what that might look like. So I can update the county at that time. Here's a long-awaited fix that folks have been waiting for. So the couplet at Oregon 6 and 101, when you're coming into town by the post office, there in the couplet, there's been a lot of confusion about when you're westbound on Oregon 6, trying to maneuver through town on either getting through town or taking a left on southbound 101. We're going to be doing some restriping and some reconfiguration of the signal heads at that intersection in August. So you'll have a couple different options as far as be able to queue up for that direction if you're either going through the intersection to keep going west, or you're going to take a left and go south of 101. You'll have two options. The signing will redirect your vehicles to get into a queue earlier before you actually reach the intersection, so you have some time to get into a particular lane that you want to go based on the direction that you want to head to. So looking forward to that one. That's been an ongoing complaint that we've been hearing about and finally have a solution for. I also want to thank the Oregon State Police for picking up the volunteer hours to patrol Oregon 6 in our work zones. I know we have a lot of activity going on there. I know that Oregon 6 is busy this time of year. I just want to thank the public and thank OSP for helping keeping us safe as well too, keeping our employees, our contractors, and the traveling public safe corridor as well. One other thing to report, Oregon 53, ODOT just finished some paving the Tillamook County line into 2 miles or so into Clatsop County. So that just was wrapping up. You'll see some fresh pavement and striping through that section now as well too. With that, I'll take a pause and I'll take any questions.
Thank you, Bill. I don't have any questions for you, but I'll ask if Commissioner Fournier does.
I do not.
Well, thanks for your report, Bill, and thanks for all of ODOT's work here. You know, we're entirely dependent on ODOT for getting around here, and you guys do excellent work. So thank you.
Oh, thank you very much, and thanks for having me again.
Okay, I am going to, I'm communicating with Sheriff Brown, who is not available today, but he's going to join us next week. And so I'm going to jump to Commissioner Fournier at this point.
Good morning. I'm actually going to mention the sheriff in my quick report. First, I wanted to mention that the 4th of July weekend, I hope everybody had a great time. I know that it was pretty busy down here, but it was not as busy as I've seen in past years, and I don't know what caused that, but I wanted to thank, I did participate in the Rockaway Beach Parade. The sheriff actually led that parade, and that was fun to be in that parade. It's remarkable how many people are in attendance at that parade, and it's really not that long of a parade, but we had a great time there. Got to hand out candy to the kids, and always enjoyed doing that. Second, I wanted to mention and thank Solve and the other volunteers that were doing beach cleanup on Sunday after the 4th of July celebrations. Michelle and I went down and we rode the bikes from Netards to Oceanside with trash bag and a bike, and picked up a bunch. And there were so many volunteers out there that it was relatively clean by the time we were done with our visit on the beach. So I just want to thank everybody that came out there and cleaned up the beach after doing that. And there was a dumpster available for all the garbage to be thrown into. I wanted to thank everybody for that. I also wanted to mention and thank Sheriff Brown and Under Sheriff Matt Kelly, who both worked some patrol shifts or some hours this weekend. I know that Matt, Under Sheriff Kelly, actually wrote a ticket for fireworks and confiscated some exploding fireworks, and also wrote some speeding tickets on Highway 6 as well. So I wanted to appreciate that we have an actually working management at our sheriff's office, and I want them to know it doesn't go unnoticed, that they're out there taking calls when we need them to do that. And I think that's all. The other thing I wanted to mention was the Fair Board vacancies, and I'm not sure if you mentioned this last week. We do still have openings available on the Fair Board, and I wanted to encourage folks to consider applying for that. If you go to the Tillamook County webpage and go to the latest news tab right at the bottom, You'll find the press release for that and instructions on how to apply for that. We really would love to see some excited people on that board that can help. It's not just setting up for the fair, it's setting up for the fairgrounds. It's helping us get more events down there. It's helping us help guide the strategic plan of the fair. And I would love to see some folks on there that have some vision and creativity and want to just continue the great fair we have and also build on that. So I just wanted to mention that. I know that we have one applicant so far. There are 3 vacancies. So just encouraging everybody to consider applying and volunteering for the fair board. And that's all I have today.
Thank you very much. I appreciate the call out for the fair board. The Tillwell County Fair is it's a treasure. It's a local treasure. I think it's the best fair in the country. I think it's the best fair around, and it's such a cool thing to be involved in. And so it was. I encourage people also to apply to the fair board. We have a couple of openings, as Commissioner Fournier said, and it's a great opportunity to get involved. And the fair can use all kinds of help. You know, it doesn't have to be specifically people with farming experience, et cetera. I was talking to Cami Von Segern the other day, the fair manager director, about the fair board application, and one of our ads says seeking people with animal husbandry skills, and we were wondering if people don't have that, would they be discouraged? So we just want to tell you that all kinds of skills are needed, and you know, if you're passionate about the fair, we'd like you to apply. So I also want to mention, it was interesting hearing Camille talk about Disability Pride Month this morning, which I was not familiar with, but I think that's cool. And it reminded me that this Friday I have the opportunity to go to be involved in the groundbreaking ceremony for Sammy's Place, which is a housing development in Nehalem that will serve individuals with developmental disabilities, but not exclusively. It's a really cool vision. It's a cool model for mixed use housing for people with developmental disabilities, but also for other people. Maybe they're family members, maybe they're caretakers, or maybe just other people. And so it was born of the vision of folks who have children, developmentally disabled children, and they were wondering, where will my child live? What kind of housing is available for my child when they are an adult? And so this vision for Sammy's Place grew out of that need, and people have been working on it for probably 10 years. And so finally, we're at the point of a groundbreaking, which is a huge thing. So it will provide housing for developmentally disabled adults and other people as well. And it's really inspired. So I hope that you'll hear more about that in the future. I'll certainly share more as I know more. And I hope everybody had a great 4th of July holiday. I was at a little mini family reunion, so I was away from Tillamook County. I was in Florence. And one really cool thing that happened is that someone in my family knew the people who were the pyrotechnicians who were doing fireworks display. So I got to be there in the morning while they were setting it up. I got to learn about how it actually happened. So we were there when the truck came and delivered the stuff, and they were putting the explosives, the fireworks themselves, in the mortars and then wiring them. It was fascinating to learn how that works. Like she said, the woman I was talking to, they've been doing it for 30 years, said, well, you know, up until about 7 years ago, we were lighting these by hand, but now it's all electronic. So every single firework, every single pop is actually wired, and so they're wired, and then they're strung way across the field to a control board that looks like a giant soundboard. And so the people who are operating it are actually igniting the fireworks from across the field at this great big soundboard. It was fascinating, and the show was really cool, and we had great seats, and it was good. So I hope everyone here had a fantastic 4th. Also, I've heard lots of good stories. I heard the scary story about the child who was found and lost and then found. And Sheriff Brown was going to call in and tell us that story. And I believe he's on now. So I'm just going to turn this over to Sheriff Brown. Good morning.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Thanks for joining us.
No problem. First time I'm doing it on the phone, and I want to apologize. I lost track of my calendar, and normally I'm on the call first Tuesday of the month, and I should have paid attention, so I do apologize. I guess I make mistakes like everybody else, but what I can say, and I only have basic details just from the call as it happened. I have not been able to go to the office and get a full debrief yet. So basic information was a call came in that a 4-year-old girl was missing. She had been down at the beach with some other children that were part of the family. The mom came down and told them to come up, and when they came up, all the kids except the little girl came up, and she had been missing for some time before the call came in. I believe they were looking for her. We ended up throwing a unbelievable amount of resources at it, and quite honestly, very understandable. Pretty much everything else went by the wayside. The safety of a 4-year-old child was at stake here. We had numerous calls waiting, fireworks calls, things like that. But when you had a 4-year-old child missing for that amount of time, you throw everything at it. We had Sheriff's Office, Oregon State Police, U.S. Forest Service LEOs, state park staff, Netarts Fire was doing a hasty search, volunteers from Search and Rescue, our Search and Rescue division. We had called Coast Guard. They brought a helo out as well as a boat, and they sent personnel to be boots on the ground looking for this girl. So we had a massive response to try to find this girl, and it was pushing about 4 hours before she was actually found, and it was park staff that found her. One of our deputies ended up meeting with park staff. They found her quite a distance away. I don't know the exact distance. I know that she was very cold and a little bit dehydrated. She was taken to the ambulance, and I believe that she was transported to the hospital, but I can't confirm that at this point. So we all have seen situations where kids get sucked into our Pacific Ocean because the currents are so strong, or get lost on trails, things like that. And the outcome of this could have been tragic and horrific. And luckily it came out to be a very, very, very positive ending, which was good, which was wonderful to hear, because I was monitoring the call, trying to pay attention, hoping for the best, not sure what was going to happen. And the best did happen. She was found and taken care of and got back to her family. So very positive ending, like I said. As soon as that call was able to be wrapped up, the chaos continued. I do have I don't have stats for everybody here. I may have to pull that together and get it to you guys next month. But what I can say is on the 4th itself, right after, like I said, that call ended, there was somebody hit with fireworks in Neskowin. So police and medical responded to that, but that ended up turning into a big old brawl. There was people fighting on the beach, somehow resulted as a result of that fireworks issue. I do know that there was a house caught fire as a result of fireworks, which was put out, and then it turned into a grass fire, which I guess was put out by residents. Numerous fireworks complaints, all sorts of calls going, medical calls left and right. Friday night, the 3rd, as we were leading up to it, I actually was on duty working with my staff. I was helping to get the booth at Sand Lake taken care of. I was taking care of staffing that booth and making sure Sand Lake was squared away, which Sand Lake went off very well. And so overall, not a terrible weekend. It was very, very busy. So but yeah, that's what I can tell you at this point. If you have any questions, I'll try to answer them.
Thank you, Sheriff. Well, I heard
bet.
about the missing child from Florence because Tillamook County Emergency Management sent out an alert. And so I got that while I was in Florence. And so bravo to everybody who was involved in the response for looking for that child. It's heartening that the list that you said, that absolutely everybody dropped whatever they were doing and went out to find that child. And thank God she was found. And so that was, I'm grateful that we have that positive outcome to share this morning. And thank you and your staff for that. And I was wondering about the fires. I had not heard about the fires. What community were those in?
The firework that caught the house on fire, that
Yeah.
was in Pacific City.
Okay. And the what you
believe-
said, the grass fire, was that the same area?
Yeah, it was a firework. The report was a firework went off, caught a house on fire. That got put out, but it turned into a grass fire, and then residents got that put out as well before fire got there. I believe there was also a fire up in the Nehalem area, but again, without checking my stats, I wouldn't know for sure. But I was basically, like I said, monitoring the calls that night, and I believe I had seen a fire up north as well.
Thank you. Well, that certainly underlines the importance of fire safety and the danger of fireworks. That's scary.
Yes, it is.
Thank you very much for being with us. No apology necessary. We're always glad to have you, and we'll look forward to stats next month.
All right. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Yep.
Well, let's move on to the cities, starting with Manzanita. Do we have anyone on for Manzanita this morning? I know sometimes it takes a moment to unmute. I saw some really great pictures from the Manzanita parade this weekend. Well, perhaps not. Or if you're trying to unmute, oh, okay. I just got a note that somebody is on but not unmuted. Well, if you're talking, we can't hear you. I'm sorry. I'm sure that's frustrating. I'm going to go on to the other cities, and you jump in if you're able to get unmuted. Do we have anybody on from Nehalem or Wheeler? How about Mayor McNeely in Rockaway Beach?
Mayor McNeely is here this morning. Thank you.
Good morning.
So we all know Independence Day is in the rearview mirror, and it took all hands on deck to make it a success. I want to offer a well-deserved thank you to our fire department, public works department, city manager Shepherd, Laura Smith, and the many volunteers who helped make Rockaway's big show such a success this year. It is and was an enormous undertaking, and this year's events may have been the biggest yet. I want to conclude my comments on the 4th by thanking Tillamook County Sheriff Josh Brown and Commissioner Paul Fournier, Bay City Mayor Leanne Welch, and Garibaldi Councilor Bud Shattuck, and Mayor Linda Bade for joining our parade. That was a great add to what I've been told was the best parade we've ever had. Moving on, our city's Heritage Walking Tour is live and can be accessed on our visitrockawaybeach.org. It's our visitor website. It's a tour down our commercial core, starting at Grumpy's down to the Tiebreaker, and it's about the heritage of the buildings. And anybody who knows the history of Rockaway Beach, we've been through a lot of changes over the years, including a fire downtown that destroyed some buildings. So this is a great way to learn about the history of our downtown buildings and to find out what's actually being offered in those buildings today. So I'm hoping that this will drive visitors alike to to explore our downtown. I do want to thank Scott Fisher and Nan Devlin for all the work they put into bringing this to fruition. Moving on, the North County Recreation District reported that as of a week ago, we had 56 youths registered for the Rockaway Beach summer program. There is still room for more participants, so please help spread the word that Park and Rec is back this summer in Rockaway Beach. You can pick up an application at NCRD in Nehalem. And then last, I'll mention that Finance Director Johnston and her staff have been working hard to close out our 2025-2026 fiscal year, which ended June 30th. One highlight worth noting is that the total interest income exceeded the budget by more than $250,000. Despite interest rates dropping this year, the city was able to keep more funds in the local government investment pool account. We actually collected more in interest income than in property taxes, which reflects our broken property tax system and the excellent cash management of our finance director. With that, back to you, Commissioner.
Thank you, Mayor. That's a great report. I think we have Linda Kozlowski on from the city of Manzanita. Linda, are you with us?
I am. Can you hear me?
Good morning. Yes, we can.
Thank you. I'm sorry. I don't know what happened. I was on, but for some reason you couldn't hear me. So I have a fairly short report this morning, actually a really good one. Manzanita's had a great 4th of July, and our parade was quite a success. This year's parade featured 60 entries, consistent with our recent years. We also had outstanding support from our volunteer parade marshals stationed along the route, as well as our CERT volunteers who assisted with traffic control, crowd management, and the setup and removal of barricades. Actually, the really good news this year was that fireworks appeared to be under control. We did not have a fire in Manzanita. I'm not sure about Nehalem, but I hadn't heard anything regarding Nehalem. Chief Harth had four officers working the night of the 4th. No officers observed any illegal fireworks in the city limits. A few citations were given to people on the beach for illegal fireworks, and some illegal fireworks were seized during those interactions. And finally, at our city council meeting this week, we will have the second and final reading of the ordinance annexing a portion of the Highlands development called Heron's Rest, which is on the south end of Manzanita, and will change the zoning to Middle Housing 2, consistent with the adjoining property. So short, but we had a really good 4th of July, and we're really sorry to hear about the 4-year-old and the fires in other parts of Tillamook County. Thank you so much, and that's the report from Manzanita.
Thank you, Linda. I appreciate your report, and it looked like I saw a bunch of pictures from the Manzanita Parade, and it looked wonderful, as did the Rockaway Beach Parade. So there was a lot of fun being had this weekend.
It was. Thank you.
Let's move on now to Garibaldi. Do we have anybody on from Garibaldi? How about Bay City?
Good morning, Commissioner Bell. This is Leanne Welch. And I would also, we had such a good time as my family and friends. We're in the Rockaway Beach Parade, right behind Mayor McNeely, and what a really fun time. So thank you, Rockaway Beach. Tuesday, July 14th is our next city council meeting at 6 p.m. So we have a full agenda. You can find that agenda on our website. And Firewise. So we talked about fires. Bay City is a certified Firewise community, and I encourage everybody in our community to clean out your gutters and get, remove vegetation within 5 feet of your structures on your property. And even though we've had a nice, cool summer, that doesn't mean we're going to have one for the rest of the season. So those are my words today, and thank you very much, Commissioner Bell.
Thank you, Mayor. Well, let's wrap this up with the City of Tillamook and Sean Lewis. Sean, if you're speaking, we can't hear you. Oh, perhaps we don't have Sean with us this morning. Well, thank you everyone for listening to this call. Thanks everyone for being on this call. And thank you as always to KTIL for broadcasting this call. This meeting is adjourned at 8:40 a.m. Have a great day, everyone.